What's up guys, Everything Apple Pro here, and we're less than 3 months away from the June 13th Worldwide Developers Conference event where iOS 10 will be announced. So in this video, I want to show you 10 cool features that Apple needs to add in this new firmware. I've already made a similar video, but in this video, I want to show you some smaller things that iOS 10 certainly needs and could use. So first off, it's a lot to ask for, but it's about time to get a full redesign of iOS. At least optimize it, make it look a little different. iOS 7, 8, and 9 all look mostly the same, and as history has it, Apple tends to change things up every 3 major firmware revisions. So hopefully iOS 10 gives us something new. New looks everywhere, control center, app switcher possibly, that's unlikely, but at least the icons, just change it up a little bit. Make animations a little bit different. Just breathe some new life into iOS and make it look nice. Now in iOS 9.3, Apple gave us the ability to lock notes. While I like that, it's a good step in the right direction, I believe Apple should take this much further and give us complete access into locking individual applications with Touch ID and a passcode lock. So lock certain applications that you don't want others to have access to, but simply with a Touch ID command, you can easily get in. It's incredibly convenient and something Apple should definitely consider for iOS 10. I never really understood why Apple only let us view GIFs or GIFs, however you pronounce it, in the Messages application only after sending them. I mean, I think it totally makes sense to have native GIF support in the Photos application. So just like this, without even needing to play them, they'll automatically start playing just like that. Super, super handy, super cool. I would love to have GIF support in the native Photos application without any extra, anything. Have them just play like that. It is so dang convenient. I think one-handed support in iOS 9 right now is abysmal. I mean, really, if you have a larger phone, it's terrible. There's one feature I wish Apple would add in Safari, and that's one-handed zoom. It's currently implemented in Google Maps, and it's such an intuitive way to zoom with just one hand. Just double tap and then slide up and down on the second tap. So 1, 2, and then go up and down like this. Very, very simple, very easy to do, and incredibly intuitive. You don't need 2 hands to pinch and zoom. It can just be done with one. I wish Apple would add this in Safari. I think Apple could bring new life to the home screen by animating icons. So if you take a close look, a lot of my icons are animated and it looks pretty cool. It's a bit hectic on the home screen, but at least have stuff like the weather application reflect the current weather outside. But animating the app icons can be pretty dang cool. It's just fun to watch these, it makes your iOS device feel alive, and it's certainly not necessary, but it's something that looks pretty dang cool. And even third-party applications can be animated, as you can see with Google Maps, Facebook. It's pretty dang cool. Absolutely unnecessary, but it would look certainly cool, and it could be function with it, such as the weather application reflecting the current weather. Something I've long envied Android for is it actually has one area where all of your apps are organized by name, easy to find. If you have a ton of apps on your device, it can be a little bit hectic trying to find them if they're not organized. Well, having an app drawer puts them all into one easy to find place, alphabetically ordered, and having one on iOS would be super, super convenient. An app drawer where you can find everything. It's easily organized, labeled, and boom, you just find them in here. Now, iOS 9.3 brings a lot of great new 3D Touch support with new toggles. I think Apple could take that even further by adding new toggles, say in the control center, just expanding 3D Touch altogether. And here's an example of that. Basically, 3D touching here to get a little camera preview and take pictures from here. Let's say you want to change Wi-Fi settings. Quickly toggle into it right here, or on Bluetooth, easy. Even right here with Do Not Disturb. So you can implement a lot of cool stuff with 3D Touch into the control center. But that's just an example. Really, 3D Touch is just in its beginning stages, and I think Apple certainly has a lot more planned for it. So this one is very simple. Reduce animation lag in iOS 10. So just by shortening it down, we can make our device feel so much faster. And this tweak basically allows you to quickly jump into things without that animation delay. And it's actually makes your device feel so much faster. Things are just open instantly. and you don't have to wait for things to jump in. Now, don't remove the animation completely, just shorten down the time. Things are slow to respond because that animation in iOS 9 currently is just so drawn out, and it doesn't need to be. In the latest versions of Android, there's almost no animation lag or animation whatsoever, so I think Apple certainly has a lot to improve in the animation section. I think iCloud Drive is great, but it's still no system file browser. Don't give us root access, but give us access to our files, to our downloads. If that was something that Apple included in iOS 10, I would be so happy. The ability to quickly move files from one area to another inside of the system directory would be so dang useful. So please give us file system access, but not necessarily root access using this method. Group FaceTime. This one has been on many wish lists for so many versions of iOS, yet here we are almost 10 years later, and we still don't have group FaceTime. That's something Apple certainly needs to add, and it would be great to be able to FaceTime several people at a time for a conference call and not need to use Skype or other applications. Now, this is a stretch, but I wish Apple would give us native screen recording. I don't know why Apple forbids that. There have been many applications that snuck into the App Store that would allow that, but allow us to record our screen for later use. It's so convenient to have this, and native screen recording in iOS 10 is a must. So guys, thanks so much for watching. This is just my idea of some features iOS 10 should receive. These things aren't even that crazy. Most phones nowadays have them already, so with iOS 10, Apple, please hear me out, add at least 5 of these. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any features I missed that you want in iOS 10, leave them down below in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. In the meantime, watch the other iOS 10 videos, a lot of good stuff in there. Peace.